see this piece of rope? It's old, it's worn, and frankly, it's falling apart. Imagine finding this tucked away on a shelf of valuable collectibles, mementos, and books. Why would a 75-year-old woman save a piece of rope like this? Well, when I asked Avi, the owner of the rope, she told me, she said, "This rope is part of a swing that my granddaddy made me when I was little. And I just have such wonderful memories of him swinging me in that swing, and every time he did, I felt like I could fly." You see, it isn't the rope, but it's the memories that are entwined in it that gave it that special meaning for her. And as adult children, we think we know the stories of our parents' stuff, right? Oh, Dad was a woodworker. He made lots of toys and furniture for family and friends. And Mom, she was a great knitter. We have a closet full of baby blankets and scarves that she knit for us. But is that all there is to it? Because I think if you take time to dig deeper and ask more questions, you'll find interesting tidbits of your family history that can help your parents and can help you let go and move forward. You see, I never really had the opportunity to find out the stories behind a lot of the stuff that my mother collected. Because by the time I found out that my vibrant, headstrong, opinionated mother was riddled with cancer, it was too late. It was too late to find out what she felt that we needed to save and keep in our family. It was too late to find out how she was feeling, what she was thinking, what her final wishes were, because the part of her brain that controlled language was gone. And as sad as it was also pretty ironic, because my mom loved to talk. I can remember sitting around the table with her for hours while she was there with her friends having coffee, telling stories. And she would often joke about how she came into this world and they patted her on the bottom. She started making noise and she never quit. And yet, here she was, unable to tell us her opinions, her thoughts. My husband and I moved her into our home and took care of her until she passed away. And I can remember, as a single child, having to liquidate my mom's assets from hundreds of miles away in another state, traveling to her home and standing there in her living room with all of her beautiful things around us. And I thought, how can I make decisions about all of this in a way that will honor my mother and yet not clutter up my already overwhelming world? And I really wished that she could tell me the story behind this exquisite teacup, because it was unlike anything that she had ever collected before, and yet it had a prominent position on her display shelves. I've developed a 3-step process to help my clients and caregivers capture the stories of their parents' stuff while letting go of what no longer fits them. I've been fascinated about the stories that I've collected in my work as a downsizing specialist. Recently, I worked with a gentleman named Gene. Gene had a tool shed full of tools, but amongst them was an ancient shoe shine brush that should have been thrown out long ago. And yet he was reluctant to let it go. So I asked him, "Gene, what is it about that shoe shine brush that is so special to you?" And I found out that when he was 15, he talked his mother into lying for him so that he could go join the Navy and serve his country during World War II. That shoe shine brush shined his shoes every day while he was stationed on that battleship in the Pacific. And it's one of the few possessions that he still had when he returned after all these years to remind him of that epic time in his life. Not everything has an interesting story, But if you take the time to uncover the ones that do, you'll find a thread that connects your parents' life to your own and helps create a future legacy for your family. I'm excited about the chance to share this message and the process that I've developed to help caregivers tell the stories of their stuff.